You're standing in the middle of a room, not sure how long you've been there, not sure what you were doing, just frozen in place like your brain hit pause. That's not being spacey, that's stuck. And for a lot of autistic adults, this feeling isn't occasional, it's a regular part of daily life. This can happen for other neurodivergent people too, like ADHDers, but it's especially common for autistic people. We get stuck mentally, emotionally, and physically. Sometimes all at once, sometimes without warning. And most of us don't even realize there's a reason for it. We just assume we're bad at functioning. So in this video, we're gonna break down the 3 kinds of autistic stuck, what they actually feel like, why they happen, and how to spot them before they spiral. And if you've experienced being stuck, this might give you the language you didn't know you needed. Task stuck, AKA the executive dysfunction freeze. Let's start with one of the most common kinds of stuck, task paralysis. Your brain knows what needs to be done, but you cannot start. Maybe the beginning seems overwhelming, or there's so many steps that you can't even figure out the beginning. Task paralysis can also mean you get halfway through something and then freeze. You might stand in front of the fridge, about to do the next step of making dinner, trying to remember if you already turned on the oven to preheat, or whether you even remember to buy all the ingredients. Or you sit with an open email draft for 45 minutes, rereading the same sentence, but unable to hit send. Did you spell check? When is this supposed to go out? How should you end it? Wait, do you even need to write this email? Task stuck is not procrastination. It's not laziness. It's a full-blown executive shutdown, where your brain cannot connect,
I want to do this,
with,
I can make my body do this now.
And here's the thing, the more pressure you feel to get on with it, the more stuck you might get. It's like trying to untangle your headphones while someone's shouting at you to hurry up. And halfway through, you forget you're even untangling them because now you're thinking about what you're supposed to be listening to. And snacks. Wait, did you even bring your headphones in the first place? For me, task stuck also shows up when there are too many small decisions involved, or when there's no clear starting point. I'll look at a cluttered desk and suddenly I'm not cleaning. I'm dissociating. Standing there like someone hit the pause button on my brain and body. Just standing there, staring, wondering, and possibly leaving. So if you notice that you keep saying,
I'll do that in a minute,
but never start, or if you want to do it, but you physically can't move to do it, or your brain gets so overwhelmed with the task that you can't figure out how to do that very first step, you're not alone. But lucky for you, we have a free download to help you start breaking down that task and figure out how to do step 1. Sometimes beginning is the key, so grab that in the description along with the ideas for how to use it. Emotionally stuck, looping, delays, and shutdowns. The next type of autistic stuck is emotional stuckness. And this one is sneaky. Sometimes you're aware of it, like when your brain gets caught in a loop. Other times, you don't even realize you're stuck until someone says,
"You've been quiet."
And you suddenly realize you've been zoned out. And now that you got jolted from that, you feel like screaming. Autistic brains often process emotions slowly and deeply. We don't just move on from things. No. We replay them, analyze them, get stuck in the what ifs and should haves. And when there's no closure, we can spiral and ruminate for days, weeks, even years. Here's an example. Someone interrupts you during a conversation and dismisses your idea. Sure, you nod and keep going, but internally, that moment replays on loop for the rest of the week. You keep thinking about what you should have said, why they acted that way, if it was your fault, if you were too direct, if you'll ever be taken seriously again. And also, their idea doesn't even make sense. Sure, it's the way it's always been done, but it's wrong. How is that not obvious to everyone? Why didn't you take a stand? Ugh. And when you're emotionally stuck, your responses might not match the moment. You might seem calm during the event and completely lose it 6 hours later when you can't get your pillow fluffed just right. That's not random. That's a delayed shutdown finally catching up. It's also delayed processing in action, and possibly a bit of alexithymia. In other words, you might struggle to identify emotions and also show your response at a different pace and rhythm than other people. Both of these are very common for autistic individuals. I've had entire shutdowns triggered by the aftermath of a conversation I handled just fine earlier that day. At the time, I masked my way through it. But later, my brain was like,
okay, now that no one's looking, let's fully collapse.
So if you can't stop thinking about something that shouldn't matter, or if you delay your reactions until you're safe to show them or actually let yourself feel them, or if you seem to emotionally flatline or overreact hours after the actual thing happened, you might struggle with being emotionally stuck. Body stuck, freeze mode, and physical inertia. This is the shutdown no one talks about enough. When your body gets stuck. You know what you want to do, but your limbs won't move. Your mouth won't form words. Your body just won't. You're still aware, you're still in there, but it feels like someone hit pause on your motor functions. For some people, it's like a temporary catatonic state. Sitting, lying down, standing still. Unaware of everything around you. Unresponsive. For others, it's subtle. Your movement slows way down. Your voice disappears. You stop making eye contact, or even blinking as much. I've had shutdowns where I sat on the bathroom floor with the shower running. Not to shower, just because it's quiet and warm. And I don't have to be a person for a few minutes. Sometimes I want to move. I want to answer the question, or pick up the thing or leave the room, but I can't. It's like my body and brain have completely disconnected. And here's the hard part. From the outside, this can look like you're zoning out, ignoring someone, or just being off. But what's really happening is a nervous system shutdown. This is your brain saying, too much, you need stillness, we're going offline. So if you had a time where you suddenly went nonverbal, or could only speak in very short phrases, or you literally could not get the words out, this might be you. Or you might have found yourself frozen in one spot and don't remember how long you've been there. Or you felt the urge to move or speak, but physically couldn't. I'll be honest, it's unsettling. Not only to people around me, but even to myself. It's scary, like my brain just isn't working. And it can happen a lot more when I'm on autistic burnout. But the good news is that understanding it better can help you and those around you know what's happening, and that it's temporary. So let's dive into that. Why autistic stuckness isn't your fault. Here's what ties all three types together. They're not failures of effort. They're not personality flaws. They're what happens when your brain and body reach capacity. Whether it's sensory overload, social exhaustion, emotional processing, or general autistic masking. Autistic people are navigating a world that constantly demands more than our systems are built to handle. And when we can't keep up, we get stuck. It's not your motivation. It's your wiring trying to protect you. So instead of asking, why can't I just do this thing? Try asking, what's getting in the way of my brain starting this thing? It's a very different way of looking at it. Also, be aware of it happening. If you let it continue and it happens more and more frequently, you might be headed down the path to autistic burnout. And that one is a lot harder to get out of once you're in it. Not a place you want to be. Trust me. Been there, done that. Holy diarrhea. So awareness, knowing your own limits, and giving yourself time and space to get breaks and other accommodations you need as an autistic person is key. So which kinds of stuck have you experienced? Let me know in the comments. And the next time you find yourself frozen, spiraling, or unable to act, pause. Take a breath, just notice it. You're not lazy and you're not broken. You're autistic, and you're in the right place to learn more and find support.
Debbie? Help? I'm hungry. I'm stuck. I'm lonely. Shy.